Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this video is about the Maryland Key Bridge. It collapses after being struck by a container ship called the DALI. Its flag is out of Singapore. Apparently it was exiting Baltimore Harbor, and definitely there is loss of life, and the structure is basically kind of closed off the harbor to major ports. And this is going to be a huge impact on the economy, the area, and it is pretty much a pretty huge disaster. So this happened quite a few hours ago. So we have video from Harbor Cam, and I've been looking at ship tracking site over here, and that's where I found out the information. So this is a live ship tracker, and we have Coast Guard helicopters around here. There's search rescue boat on the side of the bridge because there were construction vehicles on the bridge at the time, and it all collapsed into the water. So this is the DALI container ship. So it's 9 years old. It has the Singapore flag on it, and it's a container ship. So what do we know now? Well, as far as I've been tracking, let's go to this port video. So I believe it definitely was leaving the harbor, and it's under its own power. I don't think it's being towed or side tugged, and I would assume it's navigated by the harbor pilot, which most international ships are when they go in and out of port. So let's see what's going on here in this crazy dramatic harbor video. So here you see trucks on the bridge. Here you see yellow construction lights, and that's usually an indicator of construction work going on, and usually at night that's when they do construction work. I hearing reports of up to 20 construction workers were on at the time pouring cement or doing cement repairs on the bridge. So let's go back a little bit here, and this is what I noticed. And excuse the background noise of the heater. So let me get, okay, so let's click it here. So this is the DALI coming around the corner, container ship from Singapore, and it's under its own power because the smokestack is throwing diesel black smoke. And notice the main headlight on the ship illuminating the front of the ship, and the spill light is lighting up the front of the ship. You see the green light here on the right. Those are navigation lights. Green over here, red on the other side, and white on the top. And you have side lights along the ship here. And as the ship is coming around the corner, I want you to take notice, what happens. So it's coming around the corner. So you see this light, that's the navigation mast light. Green and red's on the other side, and the front illumination. And right there, you see the mast light. All the lights go out. The ship is now a dark ship that probably has no engine power. You can't reverse. I don't know how the steering is it's a 9-year-old ship. Maybe they have fly-by-wire technology that relies on power. So at this crucial moment in this difficult maneuver, one of the most important maneuvers that they do when navigating, the power goes out. It's just crazy. So now they're just free floating at the will of the wind, which the wind was blowing. If you're looking at the screen, it's from the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen. There's a small craft advisory, but it doesn't look too bad there. But maybe even a 5 to 10 knot wind will be enough to affect such a large ship with momentum. I don't know, maybe a small factor. So now you have this huge ship heading towards this piling here, and we have current traffic going back and forth on the bridge. You see cars here and trucks here, and the construction vehicles are right here in this part of the bridge doing nighttime construction, like it's done with low traffic times, and that's usually at night. So it's just going, and they were probably into a turning maneuver at this point. And once you start turning and you lose your power, you probably continue to turn. You just don't start going straight. You know, maybe the rudders were stuck in a position and can't be turned. So you have a pilot that now, right here is the moment, probably backup generator, emergency generators kick on. So side lights come on, and another spotlight, and navigation lights come on. Green light, white mast light come on, and like 50% or 25% of a headlight, I would call it, I don't know the official name, comes on. It's still not the bright one that first came around the corner. So this is probably emergency generators kicking on. So now all these systems have to like reboot, and you got momentum, you're doing a critical maneuver. Now notice that there was no diesel smoke. So at this point, I guess the engines kick on. So watch this ship start generating smoke right here. So now the engines kicked on. Is the pilot house on? Is this power in the pilot? Are they navigating with controls again? Or can they still not control the boat with their emergency backup? Or do systems have to reboot and it takes time? And basically they still have no control of the ship. So engines are on. It kicks on. Maybe they couldn't throttle back. Maybe engines kicked on and it's still in gear, and all of a sudden they're now getting a drive of power, and it seems to be turning aggressively towards the piling. So they're out of control. They're heading towards the piling. How long does it take to stop a ship like that? Is it still in forward gear, or are they slamming reverse? So right here again, it loses power again. So if systems were coming back up and they were trying to get it in reverse to stop the momentum or steer, and maybe they started getting things going, but then the power went off again. This is incredible. I mean, they're totally helpless at this point. And let's see if the engine shut off. And it's aggressively turning like directly towards the piling. It's like you would think it was doing it on purpose, but the loss of lights give a good indicator that this is just a system-wide ship failure. And then we have these trucks. That guy just made it past. This thing's on the verge of hitting. And I'm looking, and there's no cars, but still the construction workers probably have no clue what's going on. Because why would they, unless they're actually watching the ship. So now we have cars coming here, and this is just a disaster in the making. Now the power comes back on. We have side lights, we have the mast light here, we have the front light, and we have cars, a truck cab. No, it's, yeah. And the ship's about to have a collision with one of the main pilings in between the huge span that it's supposed to cross through here. And it's heading straight for it. The smoke is going. They still have power, but they still have momentum. And they probably at this point can't do anything, even if they get full control. Because to reverse a ship, to stop a ship like that, even though it's probably empty, or maybe not, maybe they're carrying goods, I don't know, to tell you the truth. I would assume it brought goods. And no, but it has containers on it, so it's loaded with goods. Okay. Yeah. So right there, it hits and it deflects to the left, and there's splash here, and immediately the bridge comes down. And if we stop it here, the God rest their souls, the construction workers have no chance. Have no chance. And it comes down, and the structure behind each piling comes down, and it's just a total disaster. Total disaster. Now, I heard reports that the scanners, on the police scanners, that they can't get in contact with anybody on the ship. I suspect that it's possible that the bridge hit the pilot house of the ship where the steering and the navigators and engineers are, and or the ship has no power and they have no way to communicate like normally. So this part of the bridge structure is actually leaning against the ship. This one seems to be connected to the piling. And if we look at the picture of the ship, see the pilot house here? It's in the front part of the ship, front half. And this is where the spotlight would be, and the mast light would be up here. So this is where they would steer from, and I guess this is where they'll have like main cabins and stuff where the captain and engineers and stuff would be close. You know, maybe most of the crew compartments are up in this section, you know, and the rest of the ship is made for the containers. So there could be loss of life on the ship also. And basically that's what I have at this point. You know, it's not daylight there yet. We'll take a look at the live ship cam. So there's Coast Guard helicopters, rescue boats, tons of, see, it's now getting a little bit bright in the sky. Maybe this. So we see the police lights. All of here could be police boats, lights on land, and I think possibly the pilot house. That could be the mast light there. So maybe the pilot house wasn't taken out, and these lights are probably in the pilot house room. Let's take a look at the picture of the DALI. Yeah, so those lights could be coming from these windows. Those lights could be coming from those windows here. You know, let's take a look at this picture. So, yeah, the pilot house, the windows are here, and these extensions here, they got steering controls up here so that they could dock on either side. And so it probably didn't take out the, let's go, sorry about that. Where's the live? Yeah, so I see one of those arms out here for the steering. Maybe it did take out a little bit. It's, well, maybe not. Hard to tell with this. So that's what I have now, and hopefully if this video does well, I got some update videos when we find out more information. But big tragedy, prayers to all, and this is definitely going to affect the economy and the ship traffic through there, because it's it's a huge port. So there's going to be huge effects, and it's going to be a big story. So like and subscribe if you want to see my updates, if I make them, if this video does okay. If not, thanks for watching and stopping by, and hopefully we get better news, if anything, about this. All right.